Hi, it's Vintage Model Paul with a project given to me by Gavins. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be sick then, I was terrible there. In regards to the quarantine challenge, and so I'm doing the quarantine. He also infected Greg Riley as well, so he's infected us both with this challenge, so hopefully when we finish the challenge the infection will go away. Anyway, so I'm not going to give anyone else the infection. I'm going to let anyone who's watching this to decide whether they want to do it or not. That's the best way to look at it for me, so that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is just basically show you my tools, just on the workbench in front of me, the other side of the camera, and my small stash that's in this room, reasonable stash I should say, in this room. A few of my books. I won't show you my models because basically they're behind glass and I'd have had to untake all the cabinets and muck about, so I may do that at some other point, but there aren't too many. Well, there is quite a few, but I'll just leave that for another time. But this is just basically where you do your modelling and where you go. So you might see one or two of my models as I go around, but basically that's it, and I'll be showing me spray area as well. So there we go, that's all I'm going to say now, so let's get on with the challenge. I'm feeling ill already. Right, here we go. This is my actual bench. It's made up with I made out of this kitchen unit from Mica Top, and basically put a frame on the back to shape to how I wanted it, with basically a little framework to actually do my down videos, which I did quite a while ago. And there you go, there's my Octavisor. It has a little light on it, quite good, really good for detail painting. And there's a book I'm working from at the moment, and if you go around here, I'm just going to show you, there's a Tamiya drill. Basically it goes really well, and it is a kit, so you build it as well, so it's got several things to do there. All my bits and pieces, my tapes all the way running along, my knives, my tweezers, my bending, Tamiya bending, PE bending for very fine stuff, really good for small bit. And there's some more PE there, that's wing nuts and some tool clamps. There we go, striker screens for the actual driver's bits. They're all the old sort of coat of protection for laser protection, so I've got that for when I do my striker. There's all my glues and my microchip all the way along, super glues all the way along there. I've got some tools up here. These are actually rescribing tools. That's a scraper and obviously a ruler, and Tamiya scissors and Tamiya bits there, really handy. Coming down the bottom magnetic clip, you've got some, like we just showed earlier on, some knives. Come further down there, there's a super glue station, which I don't use because I go to my go-to one, which is here, straightforward. It's got blue tack in it, and it fills up a nice little tray there of glue, and it stays there for like quite some time. There's my Flory Models tool stand, quite handy for bits and pieces of all my glue pots. I wish it had another couple of these bays further down, but that's life. I can still get around that, but that's good. Power pack for me Dremel, which is not a Dremel, it's a yellow one I done a review on a few years ago, and that still works really fine. There's some extra bits of that stuff, reflective stuff I use, and these are for actual tanks, lamps and lights, really good. Also there's a spare thing for my, where is it? Oh, here it is, my scraper, and I'm going to take these off and I'm going to leave it alone because it's too sharp. Really good. Oh, whoops. There you go, it's magnetic, so it goes straight back on. Another tool I really found good, I've had this for about 4 weeks now. It's perfect. There's no stopping. It actually, when you turn, it turns. My other one keeps getting stuck, so I bought that, and this is it's going to be used all the time now for that. So there you go. Got a few bits and pieces of plastic over there. Some brushes all in this one, in the Lord of the Rings. And that kind of that with the old bits and pieces. Really good. I like that. Anyway, so there you go. And standing stick, Flory standing sticks. And this is where I do my photo edge cutting on. And I actually shaped these a little bit so I could actually get into corners, so that's the way I do it. It's quite easy. Anyway, that's it really up there. So there's quite a few other bits I didn't explain. In that box there's a die hole punch for making small nuts or rivets to replace the ones you took off of a tank. Very good. My PE lifting pencil, really good, and I keep it in there because it seems to, when it's in the sharpener, it seems to keep it moist. But I sometimes still have to do a quick wind to get it back. But yeah, so that's my workbench and that's where I work. So I'll go to the models in a second now. Right, I'm not going to go into every detail about the models, but you'll see what I've got going down. The top one is actually a smoothbore 2-barreled project tank from World War II, and it was evidently the gun was fired by gas, so unusual one, but I'd like the shape of it, it's quite unusual. Then you've got a Jeep, obviously, then a 38T, then one of my favourite vehicles, a Marder 3, you've got a Panzer 2, then you've got a Marder 3, which is what I just spent. They go down, you've got the Panzer 2, sorry, there it is. Then there's the R35, which is a Renault French tank from the Second World War. Then the Tilly, as they call them, like a utility car. And going down again, there's a long-range desert group Jeep, Chevrolet. Basically, brilliant vehicle, and Switcher made a fantastic one with a Dio in it, and it really was pretty impressive. The BT7, Matilda, sorry, M10 tank destroyer, and the KV1 B version with all the extra armour on it, and then we've got the actual Hercules M10, which is with a 17 pounder. Going to swing across. Then we've got a Panzer 3 from the desert, the actual H, the late version. Then we got the one from the first tank to go into Boulogne, Bastogne I should say, and then that was actually a jumbo tank. Good. Band of Brothers is what I always think about when I think about that particular place. The actual Ryefield Firefly, a fully interioured Panzer 2 from Dragon, a fully interioured Panzer 1 F, and Riley told me about the F and I managed to get hold of a copy. Then you've got the Whitman's Tiger, from Dragon 1. And then you've got the Storm Tiger from Ryefield, and then we've got a Tacom King Tiger with full interior and a Porsche turret. So it's quite a nice one. And then you've got the Tiger. I just like this. They were a couple made. Whether they saw service is immaterial. It's just a really interesting vehicle, and I like the look of it. And then we've also got the B&F 108 passenger plane, used for flying military personnel around. And that's sort of getting generals, and Roman almost really flew one at one time. Then we've got an Albatross DV, which is a pretty good model, and it's from Wing Up Wins, so it's really is a classic plane. And it's a shame that they've gone out of production at the moment, so hopefully they will come back at some point, but that's the one I've got. Then I've got the BT FT17, which is the same as Gavins actually, but he had problems with it, so that's the reason he stopped building at the moment. But I bought it because I like the vehicle, and also see whether I can actually see how I can help him with the one he's already got. I might be able to help him, you never know. Anyway, that's that one. Then the crew, European crew for the Americans. I'll come down over here. I've got a Marder M. Then we've got these two in the picture now. Basically the same vehicle, but this one is actually built, the whole top is actually been built straight onto the original chassis, which made it a really high silhouette. Got confused with the Hunting Tiger, evidently, the King Hunting Tiger one. Yep. And then we come down to Rolls Royce, which has turned into did service in World War I and a little bit in World War II. And then we got the Brumbar, the Tiger one, and that's the one Gavin's building now, I think, if I remember rightly. Then we've got a lot of Stormer chips. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one in the green box down there, that is an artillery piece. And basically this and the Tamiya B were all infantry support vehicles. And then you've got the Panzer 1 Command, and then we've got a J, Panzer 4J, and then right at the bottom we've got the T-34-85. Then we go down, we've got Challenger 2, Water Buffalo, another Panzer 3 with the SIG artillery gun on it, a very famous gun, and it was used a lot by the Germans, and the crews always liked the actual gun, no matter whether it was on a hold or on a vehicle. Easy 8. The Stuka, as they used to call it. This one was with the old like a bazooka, really, when you think about it. And then you've got the Narshorn anti-tank gun, 88 anti-tank gun. Then you've got a project tank, which I quite like the look of. It's based on a T-38 chassis, so I quite like that one. Then you've got the classic T-55A from Tamiya. Got it in there. Built the Enigma version, really good. Then we got the Churchill, another classic tank from World War II. And then we got a Gladiator, which is the Mark 1 version. I always remember the 3, I think it was Gibraltar, when it was defending Gibraltar, 3 of them. And then you've got a 1/32 scale F16. And then over that you've got the Panzer, the Tiger 1 from the 503 group, and I think if I go there you'll see what I mean. There it is. And then we've got a command car wagon, really nice, got a normal boot, you can actually have it open or closed, and I've got the grill set for that, so that's nice. And there's the Hetzer being built, and there's the box of the Tamiya Tiger I'm building. Then we go down this one, then we've got the Hunting Tiger, the Jag Tiger, you've seen that one. A T38 with full interior, which Greg got me into, and I'm really glad he did, because I didn't know there was one with full interior. That'd be interesting. The Panzer 4D, and I do like that because of the top there, the actual pulpit as I call it, but it is actually the commander's hatch. And there is one in Duxford with similar hatch as that. Then we've got the Burge Panther, which is the recovery vehicle. Then we've got a 24 scale Panzer 2F, which I was going to do with a buddy build with switcher, but as he's no longer modelling such now, I must probably end up doing that myself at some point. And then I've got a Churchill there. Right, and that'll be it for that bit, so I'm going to switch off and go somewhere else. I'll skip this out. These are the books I've got, so basically if you look at the video now, you can actually stop it, pause it and have a look, see what books I've got there. I've got quite a few Erich Hartmann, the Tiger books, quite a few different JG44, and the one there, the 128, 29, really good plane. I've got one in the cupboard to show you later. And if I go down to the bottom low, oh excuse me, dropping down here. Let's come and see if we can get this one. I do the same there. If we look at that, you can freeze that. There's quite a few there. It's a lot of sailing ship stuff, and there's the Hood, there's Nelson's Navy, and Ships of the Line with the old wooden decks. I really do like those books, so I've got those as well. And one of my favourite ones as well is Encyclopedia of German Vehicles, because basically that covers anything and everything that was actually served, whether it was a foreign vehicle in service or a German one. Really good. So right, we're going to the spray room area now. This is a quick review, as I can say. As I call it. In that box here we've got the BT7 that I'm doing, ready for spraying. There's a box for it there. Got a Falmo, which I really do like. I'd like to build that next actually, because it's it's big size and it's good. The next one here is a B17G Early, which is the AK models, and I'm doing a buddy build with Steve Mottram on that one. As also we're doing a buddy build with the Walrus. I don't know when they're going to be done, but hopefully there's sometime in the future. I'll give you an idea. We've got a Spitfire, which is, sorry, a button bull Defiant there, and we've also got a Hurricane over there, and a 163, and there particularly the G6, which is actually one of Erich Hartmann's planes, and I've got a book on his biography book, and I'll be well in looking a bit to build that one as well. Also got the 335, which I do like. It's an interesting fighter, and also the 129 I showed you, just mentioned a book about. There it is, there she is, and it was one of the only German ground attack planes, apart from the Stuka obviously, but this was one of the more modern ones, bit more than modern tank buster. There you go. And also I've got a 1/16 display model of the Jag Panther from Tamiya, and it's got no motor in it or anything, it's just a framework, but it's a really nice kit, and I've got a few extras I can put on that. Right, then we go quickly to the spray booth. There's my compressor with my spray. I've just took the cover off, the dust cover I'll keep on it. There's me mask, so I've got the 2 airbrushes on there, 2 chambers. This bit was put on there because these holders are far better than the ones that come on the thing. These actually are really secure, so when you put it there it stays there. Got a few extras over there, paints and bits and pieces, some through tracks I keep, and also you can see I've got 2 spray booths. Basically that's just because I've got some big models like the Panther, 1/200 scale HMS Nelson to build, and it will fit nicely in here to spray like this all the way back and forward like this, so I won't have to worry about moving it around too much. And here's my Hetzer all in there. I'm really pleased with the way the wheels come out. I actually sprayed this using just an airbrush and no mask whatsoever, and it came out really well, both sides obviously, and really well. And so just got to go back and do some track work on it to make it more metallised, because that is tire black on the outside and all, but it's good. It's like an undercoat for the basic starting of it. So that's that, and there's my air vent system. I'll push that out of the way. That's my light. air vent system. It goes outside, and there's got 2 non-return valves in there. Basically it only blows air, so when you switch on it opens it up and lets it go out, and this one will close. This one will close to actually, if this one's not working, but if I have both on, they both open up and flow. So that's it. And oh yeah, sorry, I've got a few shelves with bits and pieces to do with painting all the way around here, and that's it. One more kit I can show you, which I've got to do that. That's a Millennium Falcon. I'll put the cover back on it. Keeps the dust off, I'll do that in a minute. So there you go. So that is where my spray booth is. I've got bits and pieces, and you can see some paints in there as well. They're all for cars, and because I've got a few cars to build, and I'll just show you briefly there. There's a few down there, and a few more models over there. That's it really. These are all filled with bits of paint and bits and pieces. There you go, including down there. So plenty of paints I've got, that's the main thing. So I'm going to call it quits on that, and I'll see you in a minute. Well, that's my quick run round of where I do my modelling. I didn't go into too much detail because trying to keep it compact. I've just done one, it was 36 minutes long, it's way too long. So anyway, so thank you very much, Gavin, for giving me that challenge. Sorry, I was nearly sick again when I said that. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope anyone who sees this video wants to do the same, please do it. As I said, I won't be giving it out to anyone. I just thought myself, let everyone decide whether they want to do it anyway. So thank you very much, and I know Greg Riley's doing his so at some point, so that's good, and I'll catch you in the next one. Happy modelling.